Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News. We have Kaitlyn Bristowe on Halloween poking fun at failed engagements as a ringmaster. Kaitlyn Bristowe jokes she'll be a ringmaster for Halloween after 2 engagements, just collecting rings. Now, folks were thinking, well, very funny to make that joke, but would she actually become a ringmaster? And there she is, as the ringmaster. So we're going to get into this story real quickly. It's over here on People magazine. In a conversation with People, the former Bachelorette star spoke with jest about her 2 broken engagements with Jason Tartick and Shawn Booth. After I read this article, I'm going to share a clip that you have never seen before from my episode of Driving with Dave that airs this Saturday with Kaitlyn Bristowe. But in the meantime, here's what she had to say. Her possible Halloween costume, which we now know is a reality, may be tongue-in-cheek reference to her love life. You know what? I thought it would be funny to go as the ringmaster since I'm on my 2nd failed engagement. The Bachelorette star 38 said with a laugh while speaking to People at the Katie Maloney Quickies event in Los Angeles on Thursday. Just collecting rings at this point. Bristowe's referenced, was of course to Jason and Shawn. We already got that. I think that's all that she actually really said. People definitely took the wrong idea with it. Hold on. Bristowe, who split from Booth, is now expecting his first child. And this is terribly written. This is so bad. Kaitlyn Bristowe, who split from Shawn Booth, who is now expecting his first child, they split in 2018, recently referenced her recent breakup with Jason Tartick, 35, with a Beyonce-inspired TikTok. At the end of the clip, which was set to the Grammy winner's song Flawless, Bristowe tossed her engagement ring from Jason. Some viewers assumed Kaitlyn Bristowe was shading her ex, but she explained to People how that wasn't the case. People definitely took the wrong idea from it, and I think I knew they would take the wrong idea from it, but I didn't know it would go that wrong, which obviously was not my intention. That's why I put the captions on in my video, because I wanted people to really take in the message. The ring toss at the end was like a mic drop, not like an FU, because I do respect Jason. So yeah, it was more of an empowerment video. I've always kind of pushed limits and done things my way, so that was just me being like, come on. After sharing the news with friends and family, then they go into the post that they made and they just recycle content. Who recycles content? We wouldn't do that. So Bachelorette Windmill posted saying, spooky or shady? Fans suspect Jason Tartick was throwing shade at Kaitlyn Bristowe this Halloween. That's because she dressed as the ringleader, he dressed as the clown. I don't think anyone really think there was any harm there. They both share the dogs who are dressed as little lions, so it's like whatever lion type of costumes you can make, you will. Here she is on Halloween night last night in Nashville, doing a nice, I guess, dressed as Wednesday, wine and candy, spade and sparrow style. This is why Kaitlyn is the greatest of all time in the Bachelor world. She doesn't just give out candy, she gives out a nice glass of wine. Here for the boo is what appears to be a wine cooler says. So good for her. Here she is setting up last night. She said she had the best night last night, and I'm sure her friends, fans, and neighbors also enjoyed the treats. Because look, as you guys know, when it comes to treats, kids remember when a house gave good treats or not. Kids talk behind the scenes if it's a bad treat or not. And my idea when I have a home is to have a sort of like one of those wheels you can spin, and as you spin the wheel, kind of like a Wheel of Fortune style, it'll tell them what they get. And maybe like one of the things, a small sliver is like Smarties, because everyone hates Smarties, right? Those little sugary things. But then maybe like the golden goose is like a full-size Snickers bar or something crazy like that. You know, I think kids would enjoy that. Either way, here's Jason Tartick, right? So he posts that he had to join the circus. No big deal. Again, there he is with, as I believe, Rafiki, right? So he went from circus to Rafiki, and here we have some dogs barking to be let in. They're trick-or-treating, of course, for treats. And the worst costume idea of my most half-ass Halloween in years goes to, this was Jason Tartick as Dumbo. And there are some neighbors, let's see, doing some fun stuff here. The neighbors are throwing a party. It looks like fun. I got to tell you, it was cold last night. I hope everyone stayed warm.
1, how much in the United States do you think we spend on Halloween? So that's one. The second one is, how much do you think we spend on Halloween candy?
My guess is we spend $200 on Halloween candy and $200 in costumes.
Okay, here are the answers. So according to the National
they did national, so that's $12 billion.
Retail Association, this year we spent $12.2 billion on Halloween. Of that, 3.6 billion was spent on candy.
I'm telling you, it's Big Hershey's. They're the ones who control it all. Big Hershey's. So that's there. They are sleeping after their sugar addiction they had from the previous night. All right, so that's what we have for that. Now, in response to Kaitlyn Bristowe getting the hate from her recent TikTok video, I asked her on Friday, the day after this hate came up, I asked her about the hate she received, and here's what she had to say. I've clocked what you're wearing here, and I had to write this down. And by the way, this is such fresh info for you guys. I haven't even mastered the audio yet, so this is just the onboard Sony audio. There is a better audio out there. You will get that on Saturday. Tiger never loses sleep over the opinion of sheep. Beautiful line, but then you did say, and yet you spent the last few days doing that.
I was like, except for that one time that this tiger...
I get it. I fuck with sheep all the time.
I fuck with sheep all the time.
High five on fucking with sheep. Okay.
Backwards.
Okay.
I honestly, it's so bad because, again, I know exactly where it's stemming from. I know this person is unhappy. I know I'm triggering something in them and that it's not even their fault and that society has put pressure on them, that this is not about me, that this is about them. Like, I know all these things, and yet I'm like, everybody hates me. And I'm, I don't want to talk too much about relationship stuff, but in this picture that people have painted, he is victim, I am villain. There always needs to be a victim and a villain to a story, and I happen to be the villain. Yeah. And it doesn't matter that I'm hurting too, because I really push people's buttons on the internet, and I rebel. I'm a rebellious person, and I don't do things the way that other people think I should, but I'm doing things the way I know I should.
But you're not pushing their buttons by yelling at them. You're just living your life.
Exactly.
And I think it just goes to show that, and I have to, this happens to me once a month where I suck myself back in, and I'll spend half an hour, and then my wife will look at me going, what do you, like, this was our date night. I go, honey, okay. And luckily she knows we got device-free time. She'll be like, honey, is this work or play? Because sometimes it'll start as work.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I just went to go send this reel to somebody. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, honey, we're in war.
Yeah, you're in the suck hole. I get it.
All right, so she gets it. And obviously Kaitlyn has to deal with this on a much bigger level than I do. But it's an interesting conversation where she knows trolls and people that comment negative things are not happy with their life. We just know that. You can't be happy with your life and also throwing hate in others' directions. And you might argue that in the audience, but trust me, have you ever been in a truly happy moment where you stopped your happiness to go? No, it just doesn't work that way. So some people might be have a bigger issue with internet comments and internet hate than others. But whenever we get into that point, it is never because things are going well. It's almost like we're just looking for scabs to pick. So Kaitlyn understands that. But even though she understands that they're making her the villain, there still is a lot of, it's just because you know it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, right? So anyway, here's Kaitlyn. Here's the Instagram story, the full one of her as ringleader. She's doing a bitch wing right there with the top hat. Very nice. So she's got it under control. And look, I mean, it's got to be tough because this was, again, as we mentioned, this was her vibes when she said a tiger never loses sleep over the opinion of sheep. It's like she said that, sure, but at the same time, it's still, and then she also said afterwards, that's why, except for the last couple of nights where I lost some sleep over sheep. So it happens, and then audience goes, well, she's calling the audience sheep. No, she's calling the people that want to send hate her way sheep, and I think that's fair, all because of this dance video where she throws the engagement ring. It's like, look, if you don't like it, unfollow it. But, she's at that size where she can command attention, and she makes a video like this, which is supposed to be empowering for her, and people will say whatever opinions they have about it. It's like, look, if you truly found it cringeworthy, just unfollow or leave it alone. But, let her do her thing, and she's going to let you do yours. She's too busy with Spade and Sparrows to worry about what other people are doing with their lives. But I can understand the mischaracterization. I get it. So anyway, let's go over what she had to say.
2 degrees, freaking leaves crunching under my feet, sun shining, it's Halloween.
She's got a very fast pace. I'm actually impressed. So there she is. She ran out of candy. She goes, already ran out of candy. And there she is with Ben's original basmati rice. I'll tell you what, I don't want the rice, but I'll take this skinny popcorn. I'll take a little bit of that. So there she was. Dancing as Wednesday from Addams Family, right? I believe. I could be wrong. So she's sharing the candy. And let's go to a breaking news announcement from Kaitlyn Bristowe right here.
I clearly got into the Halloween candy.
If you live in Florida, Ohio, Oklahoma, Louisiana, the Sparrow has landed. I have good news for you. Trucks are packed up on their way to Targets with Spade and Sparrows. I'm so freaking excited. So go get them. Tag me. I want to see you all at Target. Tag Target. Get this. I need to throw this gum out.
All right, so there. By the way, the gum matches the eyes, right? She had the nice blue gum there. All right, so I get accused of being bootlickers for certain people in Bachelor Nation, but the truth is, folks like Clayton Echard, folks like Kaitlyn Bristowe, they understand what it's like to be under the public scrutiny, to be mischaracterized, and all of these other things. And it's just like they're trying their best, folks. So either way, fans will continue to make her look like the villain and make Jason Tartick look like the hero. At least some will. But I think over time what we're going to realize is it's a little bit more complicated than that, and they're all trying their best. What are your thoughts? All right, we'll be back later. And again, don't forget I've got Bachelor Rush Hour, the afternoon podcast. We covered some news I didn't get to here, along with some other pop culture content. Go check that out, bachelorrushhour.com. Bye now.